Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Good
Morning. I'd like to read the parable from Bible. It's a parable of the talents. Have you ever read this parable? It's a New Testament, Matthew chapter 25. So in this parable, talents, it's mentioned talents, and the talent has two meanings. One is skill, as you know, and the other is unit of currency. So the literal meaning of talent in this parable is a unit of currency. But the parable also tells about the skills given by God. So let's read. The kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called his servants and entrusted them in his property. The one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each one according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here, I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also who had the 2 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here, I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. Those who have much will receive more, and they will have more than they need. But as for those who don't have much, even the little bit they have will be taken away from them. So what does the parable teach us? Does the parable illustrate free market capitalism? You know the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. This saying, came from this Bible verse. So was Jesus a capitalist? Did Jesus tell the kingdom of heaven was like a free market capitalist world? Some people say that Jesus was a capitalist because of this parable. And as you know, many people think that Jesus was a socialist. But it is not a topic today whether Jesus was a capitalist or a socialist. So I put the argument aside. And I would like to talk about two kinds of mindset today. Owner mindset and victim mindset. So think about these three servants. So first two servants thought what they can do more for goodness with the talents they received from their master and took action. They made more talents. On the other hand, the last one did not think the meaning of the talent he received and took no action. And he might have resentment to the master. He might feel that life was not fair. He just received one talent. And comparing to other two servants received 5 and 2, much more than him. There is an English idiom, born with a silver spoon in one's mouth. The meaning is to be born into a very rich family and having a privileged upbringing. And the similar expression exists in Korea and Japan too. In Korea, it's sujo keruron, and in Japan, oyagacha. It's a new term in Japan. It's recent word. And these expressions are usually used to show resentment or disapproval. And what kind of mindset is seen from these expressions? It's a victim mindset. It is saying life is not fair, and my life depends on my circumstances, and that I am a victim of my circumstances. And our thought tend to go toward victim mindset. It's easily go toward victim mindset. Why? Okay, let's go back to our ancestors. Victim mindset started from our first ancestors. It's Genesis 3:12 to 13. It's Adam and Eve's excuse after fall. The man said, "The woman you gave me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate." The Lord God said to the woman, "What have you done?" And the woman said, "The snake tricked me, and I ate." So basically, Adam is saying, I fell because of God and Eve, and I am victim. And Eve is saying, I fell because of Lucifer, so I am a victim. And then Adam and Eve's sons, Genesis 4:5. It's Abel and Cain. The Lord looked favorable on Abel and his sacrifice, but didn't look favorable on Cain and his sacrifice. Cain became very angry and looked resentful. So Cain also fell into victim mindset. when God did not take his offering. So we often face challenges to fall into victim mindset in our life. And Job in the Bible is an example of one who faced challenges. You know the story of Job. Job was a righteous man who was always doing good deeds, had virtue and wealth, and was admired by everyone as a man of honor. One day, however, Job's situation changed drastically. His best friend betrayed him. He lost his fortune in a disaster, and his entire family died. Having suffered the pain of the world, Job said to himself, I have done nothing wrong. I try every day to live as a respectable person. But why do I have to suffer like this? In the depths of despair, when Job prayed to God, I cannot live any longer, let me die. Then he heard God's voice calling out, "Oh Job." So Job listened carefully, expecting God to comfort him, saying, "You have done well so far." But the voice of God sounded loud and clear. "Get up now. The loins like a man." So these were the only words God gave him. But with these words, Job stood up straight. He realized that life was God's grace and not something we could create. Job decided to stand up straight and talk with his eyes fixed on God so that he can live appropriately as a recipient of the grace. So God reminded Job the ownership mindset toward his life. So when we face challenges in our life and are about to fall into victim mindset like Job, what do we need to remember? So what we need to remember is God is a source of ownership mindset. This is from divine principle. The human fall is a result of man's own error. However, God too is responsible for the results as a creator. God has felt compelled to restore the result of man's error to its original state before the fall. God will save this world of sin, full of grief, by all means. When I first learned divine principle and found someone is responsible for the suffering of humankind, I felt relief and hope. And ownership mindset is ultimately mindset of Heavenly Parent. So, one question. So what do only begotten son, only begotten daughter, and the two parents mean? We hear these terms so many times. What do these terms mean? Jesus and two parents have ownership mindset toward all humankind as Heavenly Parent does. They took responsibility for sins of all humankind. So this is the examples how Jesus and two parents took responsibility, have ownership mindset. You know Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is Sunday before Easter. Jesus entered the city of Jerusalem knowing he would be tried and crucified. If Jesus didn't go back to Jerusalem, he might be not crucified. He could live. But he went into Jerusalem to take ownership, to take responsibility over all humankind's sins. And as you know, two fathers went to prison 6 times. He could avoid, but he took ownership and responsibility to save all humankind. And two mothers' determination. This is her message right after two fathers' ascension. At the moment of Father's ascension, I promised Father that I would work to fulfill all that he had desired to do for humanity until my last day on earth. So someone may say the terms only begotten son, only begotten daughter, and two parents are used to make the person special and God-like figure. But the terms actually mean the determination to take full responsibility for humanity. So, in conclusion, how to have ownership mindset? So first thing to do is reflect talents we have. You may think I don't have any talent, but you know, our life itself is gift from God. God gave our life, and our life came from many, many sacrifices. Like you were born because of your mother's sacrifice. Mother had you in her stomach in 9 months. Without that sacrifice, you could not be born. So your life itself is a gift and came under many, many sacrifices. And seek the meaning. The next point is seek the meaning and purpose of the talents you received. And then think like Heavenly Parent and use the talents for public. And this teaching, those who are born with more talents than others are coming to use them for the world and other people. And that he or she must never use those talents for personal gain. Actually, this teaching I learned from animation. It's a Demon Slayer, and my daughter liked Demon Slayer, so I often watch with her and Demon Slayer. So they have extreme strength to fight against the demon, to destroy demons. And one of them has very strong power. It's powerful. And his mother asked him, "Do you know why you were born with such strength?" And she told him, "Your strength is a gift from heaven. So you should never use your strength to harm others or use for your individual benefit. You should use your strength to protect people." So the talent we have is for others, not for ourselves. And we become owners of our talents if we use our talents for public. So let us become the owner of Cheonilguk. It's the family pledge, all of 1 to 8. It's starting from our family, owner of Cheonilguk. So we are expected to become owner of Cheonilguk. And small steps we can take is to attend Sunday service and the tithe as the owner of Triangle Family Church. You may come to Sunday service, especially for young ones. You have no choice to come because your parents come to church. But eventually, you should come to Sunday service as an owner of this church, Triangle Family Church, and tithe your money as owner of church. Then God will bless your talents. You have time 7 days, 24 hours, but the small portion of, if you offer your small portion of time, just 2-3 hours a week, then God will bless all of your time as God's. And if you tithe 10% of your income, then God will bless all of your income as the owner of your income. Thank you so much. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Parent, thank you for this day. We gather here to attend Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent expect us to be owner of His creation. That's why He gave us responsibility. And He expects us to fulfill our responsibility and become owner of His creation and enjoy His creation as owner. But Heavenly Parent, unfortunately, Adam and Eve couldn't fulfill their responsibility and fell into victim mindset. And throughout human history, people fell into victim mindset. And then Jesus and true parents came to this earth to teach us to be owner. They show us example to be owner. They took full responsibility for sins of all humankind. They went extreme suffering course, but they never complained, never gave up, keep taking responsibility. And they expect us to take some portion of responsibility and become owner and enjoy fully over God's creation. Heavenly Parent, it is not easy. We face many, many challenges in our life. But let us remember our life came from God.
Yes, Father.
Our life is a gift from Heavenly Parent. And let us have strength to overcome challenges. And let us be owner of Choniguk. Thank you, Heavenly Parent. I'd like to report everything in the name of Blessed Central Families gathered here. Achu.
Achu.